Well, if you can't tell, it's a very special holiday edition, Christmas edition, if you will, of the What Do We Do podcast, episode 30 of 2020. Bogey, Dewey, and Sully joining us for this holiday special. Man, it goes without saying, it looks like you're ready for Christmas.
I'm ready for Christmas. St. Nick can't get here fast enough. Listen, 2020 is coming to an end, and we are excited to just begin the official celebrations of the season.
Now, are you the type of guy, Dewey, that likes a white Christmas, that likes snow on the ground?
You know I do, yes. If I don't have to travel that day, I love just seeing the snow come down. But as Kyle and I were talking earlier, when we have young children and you have to pack up the car and then drive to someone's house and go in the afternoon to another relative's, that's no good at all. But if I'm hunkered down, which I'm going to be this year, let it snow, let it snow, let it
See,
snow.
I'm good with snow. Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, got to be snowing Christmas morning, right? And then the 26th, if I can be golfing like you were golfing last year, the day after Christmas, I don't need any more snow the rest of winter. I'm good.
Okay.
It's been pretty mild, too, so far this year. I mean, we haven't had a ton of snow.
It came early, I think. Did we have an early snowfall?
We didn't. No, we had a little. We've had it here
not
and
a
there.
ton, though.
But here and there we've had snow. But overall, it's been pretty mild winter.
Yes.
So far, at least, knock on wood.
Yes. And a lot of people look forward to the snow over the holidays to go up north skiing in northern Michigan. And I think they have snow up there. But around here, you want to bundle up your little bundles of joy, if you will, and go sledding, do some of these things, build a snowman. But, hey, if you want to get out on the golf course, more power to you.
Well, we got a lot to get to on this episode. Certainly, we'll discuss Christmas, the holiday, everything that goes into it. Of course, a special Christmas for me as well. And I certainly love to talk about myself, so we can get into that. But we also got some big news this week. Stimulus package has been approved, agreed upon, whatever you want to call it, months after it probably should have been. So we can detail what that means for the economy coming up. We'll do a basic look back and review, essentially, of everything that's gone on in the market this year. It's been an unbelievable roller coaster, as we can all attest to. But, Dewey, we got to start with something that Mike and I are really excited about. Okay. Now, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you see that's not a computer background or computer screen or anything. No, this is in fact Dewey's Christmas present from Sully and Bogey and the Brand25 team. Okay, and I can't wait to see your reaction.
We're excited for this, but we do also owe you a thank you as well for sending us a nice Christmas gift box in the mail. You had a ton of Great Lakes Well stuff in there, a very nice card. So, Dewey, thank you for sending that. Well, appreciate that. And as Kyle said, we're certainly looking forward to seeing you open up this gift and I guess just see your reaction, and maybe you'll love it, maybe you'll hate it, maybe you'll throw us out of the room. I don't know, but overall, we're excited.
Well, I'm excited, and you're certainly welcome for what Great Lakes Wealth and What Do We Do podcast sent over to your offices. That
thank you for thinking
was,
of us.
More than just our pleasure to do that. And then here, I mean, I've never been with such anticipation.
Any guesses? Any guesses based on holding it?
The weight, the feel. Does it shake? Can you hear anything?
Yeah. So here's what you don't know is that I've spent my whole life testing out wrapped packages for Christmas morning.
Wow.
Yeah. So I could tell you, what's the little, the little toothpaste travel size, or what's, the shoes in the box. So again, for the podcast listeners out there, this is a present that's wrapped up with holiday paper, and I'm holding it, and I have no idea what's in here.
You strike me as a guy who, as a kid, you would wake up on Christmas morning at 4 a.m., get down there, and you'd be testing every present, shaking them, feeling, I asked for that ball. It might be a ball in there. I don't know.
Absolutely. You have no idea. When I was a kid, absolutely. We'd tiptoe downstairs. Yes, I don't know if it was 4 a.m., but it was definitely 6 a.m., and then I would go, 7, 8 a.m., go to Mom and say, try to wake her out of her bed. Mom, it's time to get up. She's like, just A little bit later. Let's just sleep in. Now I'm that guy. Listen, it's like, let's sleep in. We can do these presents at noon. You know what I mean? So, but I'm excited.
Now, it's obviously not, you'll notice it's not super heavy or anything, of course.
No, I mean,
but,
should I give you a guess, or do you want me
please.
What guess,
couple of guesses.
It's some sort of a picture or some sort of a, a plaque of some sort, because I can tell there's a frame.
Right.
Okay,
This
so
guy's
again.
good.
Yeah, he is. He's been here before.
Very experienced.
Yes, you know what I mean? So I don't want to take a guess as to what the picture is of, but I'm going to guess that, again, it's something that is significant to what we've either done as a group or something that you're making fun of me of having done in the past.
I mean,
it's one of those two.
Do you think it could be like an embarrassing photo of Dewey from back in the day or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do.
Those don't exist, right?
Well, I'm sure, I think there's a few out there, if you know me well for sure.
Dewey, I think that, we try to get you a personal gift, to see if you'll enjoy this. I think that you probably won't be expecting what it is, but again, excited to just see
I'm
your
going to
reaction.
open it up.
Okay, we want you to open it up. Now, we are going to have to do the podcast and actually finish this after, okay? So, don't get too infatuated with it, all right? We got to make sure we stay focused.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm fired up. Well, that's why we have Sully here with us live on air, because this way, if I'm speechless, the two of you guys can talk for the next 25 minutes, okay?
Yep,
that's not a problem for
fair?
us. Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's have the drum roll here and open it up.
Drum roll this up. Look at this. Here we go. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, what do we do? I'm turning it around. This is unbelievable. This is fantastic. Wow. Look at that. This is a fantastic. This is a caricature of me and all of the things that I hold dear, except for my children aren't on
Of
here.
course.
But besides that, this has my backyard, the fire pit, Casa del Stefan. It's got the beloved DAC. It's got Great Lakes Wealth. It's got a logo of the What Do We Do podcast. And except for you guys not being in it and for my children not being in it, this is perfect.
You like it? Look,
Fantastic.
good. Absolutely.
Are you kidding me right
It's
now?
amazing, right?
Booyah. Can
Now-
I get a great big booyah to you? Thank you so much.
The Casa del Stefan, we know you love sitting out on that patio,
Oh,
so I had to put that in there.
Oh, and multiple levels of the patio as well.
And
love
you have
that.
the color scheme correct, from the flower pots to, again, the tarnished copper roof over my bay window. I mean, this is, and you actually, I don't know who drew it, but you paid him extra to make me look halfway decent.
It's actually Sully did it.
I drew it myself.
This is fantastic. I mean,
No, a quick shout out. Yeah, by the way, James Honeycutt, who's been a friend for years, is a really talented artist. We talked to him about this and certainly had got him to do this, and really just pleased with how it turned out. And we mentioned to him, hey, you know what? Dewey loves DAC. He loves the Casa del Stefan. He looked at a bunch of photos of that you even had online of Casa del Stefan that we showed him, and of the podcast logo, Great Lakes Wealth logo. So wanted to certainly put some detail into it for you.
Well, he certainly did, and this is, again, thoughtful, and that's really what these holidays are about, is being thoughtful. So I truly do appreciate it. This is fantastic. And everyone out there listening, wait till Wednesday of this week, one more day, and then the YouTube video will be up. So go to YouTube, check out episode 30, and you'll see this amazing photo.
Well, and of course, I'm sure we'll
caricature
blast it out.
drawing. It's
We'll
fantastic.
blast it out there on the Great Lakes Wealth and What Do We Do, podcast, social media pages as well. So make
Let's
sure
do that.
you're following those too if you want to get a peek.
Is
at what
that
they
even
do.
a bowling trophy? I didn't even notice that in the background above the What Do We Do logo to the left. Is that a trophy or something?
That's actually the there's a statue
Oh,
out
it's a
front.
statue, okay.
There's a
Yep.
statue out front of the Detroit Athletic Club on Madison Avenue, and that's a replica of that, it looks like.
I was going to say, is that you walking in to play a game of squash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, again, we have multiple championships in multiple sports down there, so you have to choose squash, basketball, bowling, the Beavers. Give a shout out to the racquetball crew as well. So, again, that's one of my homes, no doubt about it. So, again, thank you so very much. Fantastic.
Of course. Well, Merry
More than
Christmas.
welcome. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas.
Let me see that real
is
quick.
that going to Casa del Stefan? Is that going to be in the office here at Great Lakes Wealth? What are we thinking?
Again, we might have to hire Mr. Honeycutt to make a second or a third. Maybe we'll make these a limited edition, like the first 100 copies.
Yep.
Next one will be in black and
We'll
white.
sell them for charity. I don't know who would buy them, but we could definitely. So I don't know. We'll have to maybe rotate like you do with all your fine art, Bogey.
Yeah.
You start it in one room, move it to another room.
I wonder what this piece of art would appraise at. That's an interesting question.
Now that's a great question.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
You know what would be great, and I feel like your staff here at Great Lakes Wealth would love that. If we got one of these made, not for them, literally the same exact copy, and you gave each of them this picture.
You can autograph it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you know what? They might have another. We might have a game room here for darts. It would be a dart board.
It's funny too that when we were framing it, obviously there's cardboard in the back of the frame, and we were thinking, do we put like a black background there, or like a sheet of paper or something? But the cardboard actually kind of matched like the other colors in there. But we can obviously change that out, swap that out. But overall, wanted to give you something that you'll remember.
Listen, it's about being thoughtful. Gifts are not about money. Gifts are about the thought and the investment that you make of your time and your energy. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you both very, very much. And it is a gift that is extremely well received. And I'm sorry that no one else has one just like it. That's
one of a kind.
That's an original booyah right there.
It is. Unbelievable detail.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Again, thank you to James Honeycutt.
Yeah,
Did a
great,
phenomenal
great,
job,
talented artist
with
for
that.
sure.
Speaking of, gifts and Christmas and everything that we have going on here, it's an awesome week. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but you talked about thought and love and more going into it than just buying a gift card or hey, I'm going to spend $150 on this video game or whatever. Did you have a favorite Christmas gift as a kid or growing up or even in your adult life? Does one thing stand out outside of this, obviously, because we know how much you love this gift, but was there something like the Ralphie BB gun or whatever?
That's a great question, and you're catching me off guard. So I don't think so.
Nothing stands out?
There's so many. Again, there's just, you have them from your parent that gives you an amazing gift. I think as a high school kid, you won't remember this because I'm a little bit older than you guys, but
not
they had
much
jam boxes. They had these jam boxes you'd put up on your shoulder and walk around the beach.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? It had a couple of speakers, but it had this CD player.
Oh yeah,
in the middle, and we went from 45s. We went from record players to CDs, and so I remember. I think it was my junior high getting a JVC jam box that I could put CDs in. That was
hold on, what's a CD?
Well,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm
well,
kidding.
that's
Come
what
on.
we call now in finance a certificate of depreciation. Right? You don't need CDs because we'll switch gears. Cash is sometimes king, but right now, as we've been saying, cash is trash.
Well,
so don't lock into any CDs.
Sure.
Maybe go buy some for some music, but I don't know where you're going to play it because my JVC jam box is long since gone.
Okay, that's a phenomenal answer. But let me ask you this. We'll flip the script a little bit. And this is something that I'm going to, probably not this year because Blake's only 7 months old. But moving forward, I'm going to be obviously giving Blake, Christmas presents. And Santa is going to be bringing little Blake Christmas presents. So I guess how different is it when you're growing up and you get the jam box, okay, versus your children are excited for Christmas and you want to give them a great Christmas and these unbelievable presents, seeing their faces light up on Christmas morning with Santa's presents and certainly whatever, mom and dad are providing as well. That's got to be such a different feeling.
That's what Christmas is all about. It's all about the children, and it's all about just the celebration, but also the fantasy and the expectation of just joy. Right, and whether that's the movie Polar Express, that kind of shows you it. I really love that movie. But the innocence, the true just celebration, and the children, again, believe in Santa Claus. I still believe in Santa Claus. I'm hoping that you guys believe in Santa because, Santa came today.
Right.
Right? So with that, yes, absolutely. And your daughter, Bogey, will gravitate to something, and whatever it is, you're going to just be all smiles and just full of joy.
Incredible. It really is. I can't wait to see how she grows over the years and what she's interested in. She's almost to the point of crawling, so it'll be exciting once she can actually move and do things. Hey guys, it's Bogey. I want to take a second to talk to you about Dewey Steffen and his excellent team at Great Lakes Wealth. Look, do you feel overwhelmed with managing your assets in today's financial world? I mean, think about the times that we're in here in 2020. Do you want financial freedom? Great Lakes Wealth offers Wall Street solutions with Main Street values. They sit down with you to develop custom financial solutions utilizing all of your assets, even your 401k. We build the future you want based on your goals and your dreams. That is what Great Lakes Wealth is all about. Thinking about you, thinking about your family, and thinking about your future. Simply go to greatlakeswealth.us to schedule an appointment today. They offer better investments, better service, and a fee-back guarantee. Okay, a fee-back guarantee. Your road to financial freedom starts at greatlakeswealth.us. Please visit greatlakeswealth.us or simply give Great Lakes Wealth a call today.
Well, in the beginning, it's great because, again, they're more toys of novelty of just plastic pieces that, again, you just don't want to have them put in their mouth, but they just want to move stuff and throw stuff and build stuff and, you know, squeeze stuffed animals, right? Well, now mine are a little older, and the gifts become more utilitarian, right? They have utility, right? And so the cost point goes up.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not talking about a play phone that you can pretend to text your mom or your dad. Now it's a real phone, and it's titled Apple iPhone 12, and it's got a price tag of, you know, $1,000. And
wait, are you telling us what you got your kids for Christmas this
no,
year?
I'm just telling you the wish list, the Christmas.
Well, you're seeing,
list.
you know, 7 and 8 year olds have cell phones nowadays. You know, it's just gotten so much younger in terms of that.
Well, as we did on, I think, our second episode, Kyle, I'm always happy to share some parenting advice on whether, you know, you should get a 6th or 7th grader a phone, when they should, you know, be allowed to go out. And
well, see, I think it transitions, you know, and I mean, just to tie this all back in, because this is a financial podcast, there's a reason why Apple is just absolutely crushing it, because people are continually getting younger and younger, getting their phones, and obviously, you know, we're sickos too. The moment a new phone comes out, it's really not all that different from the previous generation, but you feel compelled to go get the newest one.
Well, and I mean, the average person spends 25% of their day on their phone.
I've never heard
Brand
that.
25.
I've heard about that. I've heard about that.
Shameless plug right there, but it's just so true. I mean, people are just glued to their phones, and everyone's now more than ever. Look at since COVID started, online usage is up 40% across the board since COVID started. So it's everyone's tied to their phone.
Well, and the funny thing is, when you're a parent, and I'm sure I'm going to run into this. I don't know if you have run into this as well, but you almost want your kid to have the phone for your own sanity, because say something happens and they need you, say, you know, somebody forgot to pick them up, or they need a ride, or they're sick, or whatever's going on, they would need a phone theoretically to potentially reach out if they're in a dangerous situation or something. So for my own peace of mind, I'm already thinking about, you know, when Blake's in 7th grade or 8th grade, probably getting her a cheap phone and making sure there's parental restrictions on it, if you know what I mean.
I do, but I'm going to tell you that's the oldest trick in the book from the kids,
Is
Kyle.
it?
Oh, that's the first thing
I'm
they
falling
do.
for it. And
Need it for emergency.
Talked about it. Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea. And I love my children. They're amazing young people. And when each of them wanted something of substance, i.e. that first phone, they absolutely came to me with, like, I think Jackson, my oldest, came with a PowerPoint of all the reasons why he needed a phone.
He strikes me as a PowerPoint
the
kid, man. That's great.
The very first one was for safety and emergency, and I'm like, you're not going to need it
what
for
a salesman.
safety.
I love it.
And then as soon as he got it, I'm like, are you going to call me? No, I'm cool. I don't need you. I'll be okay. I got a ride, this and that and the other. So
meanwhile, he's downloading his social media apps and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, see, dude, I'd be fascinated to ask you this, and I'll put you on the spot right here, but we're talking about Christmas and Christmas gifts for kids and whatnot, but I mean, from a business standpoint over the years, what have you seen in your career in terms of Christmas gifts from a business standpoint? We were just talking about how you sent us gifts, how, of course, we brought you a gift, and that was fun and whatnot, but over the years working in finance, I mean, Christmas gifts and client gifts are a big part of business as well, you'd agree, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I think they've evolved and changed. So early on in my career, you know, and it's 20 plus years. Quiet.
Your secret's safe with us.
20 plus years now, folks. And with that, it's changed. It used to be, I don't know, a little bling gift, a big gift, something that either, I don't know, had some, shiny bells and whistles on it, or something maybe, I don't know, put on a piece of jewelry, this and that. But now it's evolved to really, it's more experiences. And I'm not talking straight just, client gifts or business related gifts, but just in general, it's really the gift of the experience. And whether that's, again, we're going to take the family and go, on a vacation to Florida. We're going to take the family and go on a vacation up, northern Michigan skiing or whatever. And so I think, that goes back to 9/11 and the World Trade Center. And just, when the world instantly changes, this year with COVID is the same situation. When you realize that life is precious and you all of a sudden aren't taking it all for granted, then you kind of, reset the deck. And the problem is that fades over time. I mean, you go back way before my time, but whether it's, the bombings of Pearl Harbor to, the Vietnam War, to just, again, these travesties that happen, explosions in Oklahoma City, that kind of, again, instantly you become more aware of your family unit and love and all those things that are dear. But then we get back on that hamster wheel and we turn the page and nothing bad's happening. So you know what? Now I want that car. I want those shiny new golf clubs, right? Whatever it is that's, the gift du jour, the want du jour. So
I just used to always marvel that, my previous employer, they would always, have this holiday party and you could go and have a couple of drinks and they would have appetizers and all that. And inevitably you'd end up, talking to people you talk to every single day, as opposed to, I would much prefer to just get a holiday bonus. Like I got to believe most of America would just simply want $500 or $1,000, or if you're
gift
at
cards.
A different management level, even more. Something, some sort of incentive, as opposed to, here's a couple of drinks.
I think it just depends on the company, too, because, so many companies, of course, budget for holiday gifts, whether it's gift cards per employee, whether it's, we've catalogs where you get to check. I'm sure you've seen those over the years, right? A catalog where you get to select what gift you want in the catalog, or a gift basket or something like that. But company by company, I think it's totally just different in terms of what they're giving or budgeting or whatever. Because, especially this year, there's really no holiday parties, or it's something that's more...
Or very limited holiday
it's something
party.
more virtual, or if it is, of course, it's, in the following all the protocols or whatever. But I think that obviously is a part of business with gifts and stuff like that, and from a point of the economy, I think that it really just depends business by business what those gifts are, because I think we've talked about several times with companies towards the end of the year trying to focus on Q1 and trying to get all the budget in order by the end of the year, and Christmas falls right at the end of the year. So
well, last year at this time we had full employment in this country, right? Record employment. So I'm not really sure if the majority of employees last year were looking for that $500 bonus.
Sure.
Maybe, but again, I love cliches, and it's you want what you don't have, right? The grass is always greener. So last year it was probably, let's blow it out and have a party, right? Let's rent a suite at LCA and do something. Now, there's 9 million plus unemployed people, and we are struggling to survive, right? So now, yes,
the money would go a long way.
The money would go a long way, and guess what? In most states, or at least our state, you can't really go out and celebrate as a group. So you have to be virtual, if you will, and more thoughtful. So we always say, CYB, count your blessings, and it is better to give than receive. And so we've, around here, tried to do a little bit of both. A little holiday cheer. We did a little small holiday
I can't tell if you have a lot of holiday cheer.
Oh,
I don't know. It's weird.
Well, this is, again, part of this is the team. Rachel, Terry, Carmela, and the rest of the team here at Great Lakes Wealth, they knocked it out. We got obviously some decoration on the table. We had our little gathering. We had our social distance, 6 feet apart gathering, and you'll have to see the video. Bruce, one of our senior advisors, he brought in some bullseye putters, so you could putt both right and left-handed. And with his help and the ladies' help, we actually had a little like a 5 or 6 hole putt golf course.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Throughout the office, and so you have to check out on our Great Lakes Wealth YouTube page. I'm sure we'll throw some videos
You
up
should
there.
post that on Metro Detroit Golfers, too.
Let's do that. So that was it was really kind of cool. And, so that was our celebration. And we had some food catered in. And, again,
Nice.
we really made sure that we were following our internal protocols in terms of safety, and it was an optional event to attend. But then we also, again, as management here, we talked to the employees about, helping perhaps a little bit on the monetary side. And again, we've been in a situation here where we've been blessed to pivot from surviving to thriving.
Yeah.
And if we can't give back to our community, and that starts with our employees, then what the heck is it all for, right? So
And you are. I mean, we've talked about that several times. You guys, especially 2021, are giving back immensely to charities.
We're so fired up. Yes, thanks for mentioning that. We have about, 1.5 weeks to go, maybe
Yep.
10 days to go. And we have had, from new clients coming on board to current clients, over $5 million of deposits in the
Wow,
last
great.
80 days. And each one of those is going to have a 2021 fee, whether it's for the first quarter, the first half of the year, the whole year. And we're going to give half of that fee to charity. And so I don't know the final numbers,
great.
but it's going to be
Yeah.
in the thousands, and we're hoping tens of thousands of dollars that we're going to be giving back to local charities. Rather
Excellent.
than, again, just keep it here in the company would be great, because we would then spend it. It might affect Brand25 because maybe we won't be able to, engage at a greater level. But we're going to do what we need to do, again, to sprinkle our success throughout the community.
Well, and congratulations to you
Yeah.
guys for doing that, because, that's clearly very well thought out. You picked several charities to partner with, and it seems like it's really laid out in the right way to get going in January. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I would say, too, just to transition away from that, because obviously a lot of people need help right now. 2020 has been a very, very difficult year, and something we wanted to make sure we got to on this, episode. The good news this week, an early Christmas present, perhaps, even though it's not much, a stimulus package was officially agreed upon, and the country will be issuing, $600 checks to, Americans out there. Now, $600 doesn't go a very long way if you haven't been working for 4 or 5 months or even 2 months. It really doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot, but I guess at least they were able to come to a bipartisan agreement and offer support for small businesses and several other people out there who are in desperate need of it.
Yes, as we always say, the devil's in the details, or you need to kind of do your work and read through it. So this is hot off the presses, if you will. I think Sunday night they reached an agreement. Monday, kind of had to tie the loose ends and vote on it, et cetera. But it sounds like it's a $900 billion stimulus package. It sounds like there will be $600 given to each American adult, as well as $600 to each American child. And it sounds like those checks, if you will, should start hitting the system next week. So whether that's auto deposit into your accounts like they did with the first
Right.
round. But we'll see. When I first heard it, I was like, man, it sure would be great to be there before this Friday, help people out, the week
course.
of Christmas.
Yeah.
But again, I guess better late than never is what we're just going to have to go with.
Something like that,
It's yes, difficult times, challenging times. It's not necessarily enough to save the day, but it hopefully helps out a little bit.
Yeah, obviously the timing of it couldn't have been better. Right here towards the end of the year, the middle of winter. We're transitioning to 2021. Obviously, a big deal. So some people are getting the support that they need. Certainly, there's a much longer way to go. I think overall to getting things back to normal and getting the economy back to what it was a year ago. Right now, do I think this stimulus package is going to be nearly enough? No. I think it's absurd that it's only $600 for people out there, because there's people out there that need so much more than that. But again, they were able to fight and crawl and argue back and forth, and then finally come to an agreement and be adults. So it's a good thing in the long run, but certainly I think it could have been more.
Well, we're also going to give a plug out to Shop Small Business,
Yes.
especially in the food industry here in Michigan. We just received word last week that our pause is going to continue until, I think, January 15th, 2021. Now, bowling centers and a few other movie theaters, I think, are now allowed to be open. But come on, with what our community needs, that's not enough either. So please, during these, the season of holiday, get as much curbside as you can. Get as much from the community. Support, the dry cleaners. Support the restaurants.
Buy gift cards.
Buy gift cards.
In advance. It's that straight cash into these, restaurants and bars pockets right there.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the main, I think, message on the back of the, the stimulus package is to continue to remember those restaurants that you used to frequent. And again, you used to, go ask them for the gift cards so you could, run your charity and support whatever, normal outcome that you were trying to have them help you with. So now's the time to go in there. Kyle, that's great. Buy the gift cards. Give $1 or $2 tip, if not more, to anybody that's in there that's helping you and, handing you your package. Please, if you're in a situation to help, there's no better time than right now.
It's the only thing we can do. The report just last week, 33% of restaurants here in the state of Michigan are going to close.
Terrible.
For good because of all of this. That's just unfathomable to think about.
Yes.
It is. I mean, especially like you said, tip and carry out. Everyone should always be tip and carry out, I think. I know that's kind of been a big debate over the years. Do you tip carry out or, should you be? I think everyone should always be, assuming you can and you're in a position to, like you said, leave a few bucks. Definitely tip on carry out. And again, now more than ever, it goes such a long way to be able to order, order carry out from these restaurants, to be able to get a gift card. As you guys said, all of that, because so many of these restaurants are just hurting, and even being open at 25 or 50% is still, if you talk to an average,
still not enough.
Talk to an average person, say, hey, whatever you get paid on Friday, I'm gonna cut that by 50% or 75%. That's massive, So even when these restaurants are open at half capacity, there's still, still a lot of struggling.
Yeah.
And it's not about you, the person, needing to go out to eat, needing to go out and have a drink, needing to go sit down at a restaurant. But there's 500,000 people in this state that are employed by food service, and people that are just completely losing their livelihoods. It sucks.
So on that note, okay, let me ask you guys. This just came into my head. It must be this holiday, hat that I'm wearing.
I like it. Improvise.
You know
this
what
is
I
good.
mean? So, what are each of you going to be doing over Christmas holiday? That day, or just what is on your calendars? Maybe to grab some takeout, maybe to make some cookies at home. But I'll let Sully. Why don't you start? What do you have on the agenda? Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So definitely
maybe Thursday night even, huh?
Definitely going to go over to my parents' house for Christmas Day, potentially Christmas Eve as well. But Christmas Day for sure, have a dinner with the family, and and of course do some stuff with my girlfriend and her family as well. Christmas Eve probably, But in terms of, as you said as well, with carry out and stuff, I mean, it's besides the celebrating with family on Christmas, which I hope everyone has a chance to do and does so safely. But we'll continue to, as we said, support local restaurants. Kyle and I have really been getting some charitable donations going for our Metro Detroit golfers community. We just did a campaign for that we're going to be donating to three separate charities before January 1st. And then honestly, Dewey, we're setting up a lot of stuff just for January and moving forward next year, of kind of doing a different charity each month, for all, have 12 different charities next year. So that we're going to be supporting on a monthly basis. And I think that, you know that better than anyone with the program that you've laid out to support the charities that you believe in, and give people an option to donate and donate half your fees, as you said. So that's a big priority for us as a business, to do a similar type of program, type of campaign for 2021, where we're picking 12 separate charities, one a month, to donate to and to support. So we're excited about that.
Instead of the 12 days of Christmas, it's the 12 months of Brand25.
Yes.
I love it. Podcast listeners, YouTube viewers, it is now on record, documented. This is happening. We'll look forward to hearing about it in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's much appreciated. Fantastic. Kyle, what do you got
important to
cooking?
do, not just to talk about, but to do
Heck
and
yeah.
to follow through on. So,
Yep.
we really are looking forward to that. I mean, for me, Christmas Eve has kind of always been the Bogenschutz/Hunter tradition where, my mom's side of the family all gets together on Christmas Eve. So we'll certainly be doing that, although unfortunately it gets smaller and smaller every year as the family starts to, you lose, grandparents and all of that, unfortunately. But Christmas Eve is always a good time. Christmas morning, get to wake up with Blake for the first time at home,
Awesome.
which will be wonderful on Christmas morning. And we'll go to my parents for a little brunch, and then I'm off to Channel 7, actually, Christmas
right?
night. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll be doing sports Christmas night at Channel 7, and, it's a regular work week for us, honestly, next week leading up to the new year. So, we'll be getting right back to it.
Set the table for 2021.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean,
Yeah,
it never
fantastic.
stops. This isn't. I know there's plenty of people out there who, maybe this is their last day of work and they're done through the end of the year or something. But, just like you got to continue, you got to be ready, and you got to keep working. So it doesn't stop.
Well, I wish you both a very Merry Christmas.
You too,
And,
absolutely.
I hope that where you go and what you do is full of love, full of blessings, joy, happiness, and besides that, just
Same to you.
thank you so
Merry
much.
Christmas
Merry
to you
Christmas.
and yours, to Great Lakes Wealth, to the What Do We Do podcast, to that wonderful new picture that we have of you. I can't wait to see where you end up putting
Not
it.
a picture, a drawing.
Excuse me,
right?
an illustration.
Artwork.
An illustration. Yes.
I was going to say caricature, which I think
Caricature, yes.
makes it
Hand-drawn,
more,
yep.
makes it more fun, but it definitely is a heck of a artistic piece for sure.
I love it.
And
Appreciate
I would
it.
like to wrap up with not one, but two quick Christmas poems, if you don't mind. Will you
Gather around the table.
Okay, gather around.
I feel like we should
This
be a
first
fireplace
one-
in the back.
This first one is pandemic, corona specific.
Okay.
Okay? You're both going to appreciate this one, I know. Are you ready? Oh, the pandemic outside is frightful, and a vaccine would be so delightful. And since we have no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. What about that? How do you like that one? Is that all right?
Did you write that
Not
yourself?
bad?
That's
All right,
creative,
it's not
yeah.
bad, right?
Original.
Okay, well, this other one is really more detailed and more specific, and this is from M.E. Miro. So I want to give credit to M.E. Miro for this one, and it's just simply called Christmas. Christmas is more than a day in December. It's all of those things that we love to remember. It's carolers singing familiar refrains, bright colored stockings, and shiny toy trains, streamers of tinsel and glass satin balls, laughter that rings through the house and its halls. Christmas is more than a day in December. It's the magic and the love that we'll always remember. And with that, I'd like to say again, Merry Christmas to all.
Same to you.
Thank you. Episode 30, and we're just getting started.
The opinions expressed in this program are for general information purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or any specific security. It's only intended to provide education about the financial industry. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult your financial advisor prior to investing. Any past performance discussed during this program is no guarantee of future results. Any indices referenced for comparison are unmanaged and cannot be invested into directly. As always, please remember investing involves risks and possible loss of principal capital. Please seek advice from a licensed professional.